And hello YouTube, this is Thomas Judge back once again with another YouTube video, another installment of my ongoing series, Valiant Till the Last. We're getting to the final push here, and in this particular week's episode, I'm going to be looking at an uncollected series called Psi-Lords. Now, Psi-Lords came out relatively recently, I want to say. I think it came out in 2019, ended in 2020. It's an 8-issue series. I wasn't sure if it was in continuity, out of continuity. I will tell you the three things I knew about this series before I went into it. Firstly, it was teased in a one sentence throwaway panel within a Bloodshot issue, which is actually the Bloodshot Fall of Death one shot. And from that, I was like, okay, this is some like very token nod towards some kind of link. Okay, fair enough. The other thing I knew is that it was like a reboot of the original Psi-Lord series from the 90s, back in the original Valiant era, and that I knew was a story basically about like people from 4001 AD who were descendants from the Hardcore, so Bloodshot's hardcore enemies and so on. And I can kind of get that because it was referencing Bloodshot. So I thought, okay, maybe it's linked to that. And then the third thing that I knew is that it had been described as being a Lost type, Prison Break type story. Two shows that I don't like. So I was not going into this with high hopes. Wasn't sure what it was connected to, wasn't sure really what it was going to be about. It's an 8-issue series. It started in 2019, it ended in 2020. Um, there's a big gap between issue 6 and 7, I think, and then it was cancelled after issue 8, and it's been available as a trade paperback, which is the first 8 issues. Written by Fred Van Lente. It's what can I say? This series is fucking exceptional. It's absolutely amazing. I am going to get this custom made into a deluxe hardcover. This was great. A couple of issues in, even one issue in, I just put my comic down and I was like, oh my god, this is great. 3 or 4 issues in, I was just mind blown. It took until issue 4 until you suddenly realize what it's doing and what it's saying and why it's so clever and how it links into the Valiant universe. And just FYI, I would put this in the Exo Manowar family of the Valiant universe, and it is definitely tied into that. But it is just great. A whole new interesting part of the Valiant universe. Links to Exo Manowar to an extent, but just definitely tied into the universe. And goddamn, this was just great. This was just great. It's about 4 characters who wake up basically not knowing who they are, not knowing where they are or when they are, with no memories of themselves at all. And they wake up in an alien prison getting experimented on. They discover that they have basically what I would refer to as mad superpowers. They do mad superpowered shit. There's loads of crazy stuff about aliens. It's a complex story that is very tightly controlled from a narrative point of view. The artwork is great. The story is great. The characterization is actually phenomenal. And that's not to say it's phenomenal objectively. That's not really the case. The characters are fine as they are. But the fact that the dialogue and the characterization works for 4 characters who literally have no idea who they are or what's going on, and yet they still become fleshed out as 4 relatively distinct characters very quickly in a plausible, realistic, non-quippy sort of way. It's really impressive. Well written, well drawn. This is a great series, and I cannot recommend it enough. Like I say, I'm definitely going to get in this custom bound. They definitely deserve the deluxe hardcover treatment. I would strongly recommend people to read it. In terms of when and where it fits into the sort of the reading map for the Valiant universe, I wouldn't worry about that too much. I'm going to stick it in with the Exo Manowar kind of thread of the comics when I eventually do a reading guide for Valiant series and deluxe editions. But overall, it works almost exclusively as a standalone anyway. And goddamn, it is fun. It is fun. It actually makes me curious to look at the original series from the 90s, although from what I gather, it's a completely different origin, completely different story, and it's a total reboot. But I've got to say, wow, I went into this with very low expectations, and I have just been blown away. This was great. Real shame it got cancelled after issue 8 because it was originally listed as a 12-issue series, and there were pre-order bundles available for people that ordered the first 12 issues, etc. So slightly gutted that it got cancelled where it was. That said, yeah, highly recommended. Do check it out if you get a chance. Psi-Lords. God damn, did not see that coming. Okay, what does that mean for next week? Next week, don't worry, we are diving back into the actual physical deluxe edition hardcover. So I will be doing an overview video using my Skycam. And what we're going to be looking at is the first volume of Quantum and Woody. This was out of print for quite some time, but then they did a reprint a couple of years ago. So yeah, for next time, we're looking at Quantum and Woody Deluxe Edition hardcover, Volume 1. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. As always, please like, comment, subscribe. As always, please follow me on Twitter at I am Thomas Judge, where I will post a daily review of whatever comics I've been reading. You can get an idea of what I'm up to on the channel. And as always, please support the channel by heading over to Amazon.com and checking out my prose novel about superheroes. It's a completely original piece of work. The first episode in it is called Arrivals, and the series as a whole is called No Gods or Kings. You can find an excerpt of that on my website, nogodsorkings.com. Until next time, everybody, stay classy.